Hi, everyone. My name is Meredith, and I would like to welcome you to the Keep It Pro training call brought to you by Networking Wisdom each and every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific for the past 6.5 years. The purpose of this call is not only to teach you specific business skills, but most importantly, to teach you life skills that are essential to getting you to the next level in both business and your personal life. I have the honor and privilege to introduce the creator and host of this call, Mr. Romacio Fulcher. Romacio is an extremely successful international entrepreneur, as well as a sought-after leader, trainer, coach, and mentor. Romacio not only teaches others, but he himself applies what he teaches through his intense focus and dedication, which has allowed him to achieve unprecedented success. In the 6 years I've known Romacio, I have seen him build a team of over 750,000 people. I've seen him break records in network marketing, become one of the world's top MLM income earners, and help thousands of people all over the world make life-changing income. Over the last several years, Romacio has made it his number one focus to grow his faith and relationship with God. His dedication and faith are so strong that I have seen him go through incredibly tough times and bounce back in minutes. I have seen miracles occur right in front of us because of his strong, growing faith. He has been an incredible example for me as to how faith can change your life. Having said that, Romacio puts 100% of himself into these calls to share everything he has learned in the hopes that his listeners can benefit from his words. Each of these calls are intentional. Romacio's number one goal is for it to be a blessing to other people because he believes what you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. He is here on this call today to serve you, to teach you, to enlighten you. Without further ado, let me get out of the way and introduce your millionaire mentor, marketplace minister, Mr. Romacio Fulcher. Are you there, Romacio?
Absolutely, I'm here. Thank you so much, Meredith, for stepping up and being our host once again. I want to welcome everyone back again for another edition of the Sunday Keep It Pro training call. Guys, we told you, 2022 is the year of the miraculous. We've been saying that since January of 2022, and I'm telling you guys, we're going to see it all the way through. I told you 2 weeks ago that we were going to be hitting you with fire after fire after fire between now and the end of the year. If you are new to this call, let me set the stage for you right now what to expect. This call is come one, come all. This call is truly open to everyone. If you've got an entrepreneurial bone in your body from coast to coast, globe to globe, this is where you need to be Sunday at 4 p.m. What do we do on this call? There are two specific things that we teach Sunday in and Sunday out. Number one, we will teach you the specific skills that you need to get yourself to the top of whatever you're promoting. Guys, I don't know what it's like to be at the bottom. I was there for 15 minutes, didn't like it, and got out of there. Okay? We're going to teach you what you need to get yourself to the top of whatever you're promoting. The second thing that we teach is we also teach life skills as well. Why do we do that? We understand that on your entrepreneurial journey to the top, that you don't just need specific skills, you're also going to need life skills. They go hand in hand. As you grow, everything else around you is a reflection of you. So, therefore, if you get specific skills, but you don't get life skills, you only got half the party, and you know that that's not enough. Now, we're going to continue with part 4 of a theme that we started 4 weeks ago. Once again, if you're just joining us, we're going to continue today with part 4 of a theme we started 4 weeks ago. The theme is trust in the little, still, small voice. Once again, the theme is trust in the little, still, small voice. Guys, listen, these calls are always recorded. They're always uploaded to our YouTube channel. Perhaps if you missed week 2, 3, or 4, or week 1, you've got to go back and listen to it. I can't urge you enough. I get hundreds of calls, hundreds of messages from different people wanting to know, how do you do this? How do you do that? Listen to me. We saved the best series for last. This series that we're doing, we're not going to move. We're going to stay right here on this theme, you learning to trust the little, small voice inside of you. If you missed week 1 edition, you got to go back and re-listen to it. because we're just building on building. We're just building on top each week that we carry on. And so this week, guys, we're getting ready to hit you with another knockout blow today. We've got a special guest that I can't wait to bring on the line here, someone that's become a dear friend in a short period of time. But guys, listen, remember, this is the year of the miraculous. What miracle are you expecting to happen? 2 weeks ago, we gave you the 4 steps to you receiving your miracle. We made it real crystal clear for every single one of you. And all we're doing right now, week in and week out, is we're bringing speaker after speaker after speaker after speaker. These are all people that are in the midst of experiencing gigantic miracle. And this one right here, guys, this one right here, you might want to buckle up. You might want to really, 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 really buckle up for what we're about to introduce you to right now. This young man that you're about to meet, his name is Terrell Samuels. Normally on this call, we do not mention company names. We don't mention products and things of that sort. But this is something, guys, I'm going to make a special exception for this. And there's a reason for that. Because we've been telling you all year long that this is the year of the miraculous. And I think some of you think we're kidding. Well, that's unfortunate for you. While others are, this is really true. This is the year of the miraculous. The Bible says when there's 2 or more people that agree upon something, it shall be done. I can tell you guys, miracle after miracle has been happening. And today's topic, theme, speaker that you're getting ready to meet is nothing more than another miracle. The gentleman's name is Terrell Samuels. He is the owner of a brand new, launched about 60 days ago, social media platform that is global called Monetize. If you don't know what the word monetize means, it's pretty self-explanatory. It simply means being able to make money off of things that you already do, essentially, you know. And he's the first one to come up with this global concept that is revolutionary, and I'm going to let him talk about it on this call. Let me explain it to you again. Most of you are familiar with the name Facebook. You've heard of Instagram. You've heard of Netflix. You've heard of Clubhouse. You've heard of PayPal. Some of you have heard of Crypto.com. You know, you've heard of Spotify. These are things that you guys are all very familiar with. And although we're not on this call to pitch you on this, I'm just letting you know that the gentleman you're about to hear from is the owner and CEO of a new social media revolutionary first-to-market platform, never been done before, where he's found a way to combine all of the things that you already do into one platform, offered to you at a cheaper price than what you're usually paying. But here's the best part. Everybody gets to make money from it. And I'm going to let him talk about it. Guys, once again, what are we talking about? We're talking about trusting the little, still, small ways. And so I want to welcome to the call Terrell Samuels. Terrell, did you get a chance to make it on?
Yes. Hey, how's it going, Vermoncio?
Man, thank you so much for taking out some of your time to be on this call with us. We have listeners listening domestically and listeners listening internationally. So I really appreciate you for taking some time out to join us today, man.
Hey, no, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm pumped up about these calls every week. And, you know, it's a great situation to just be a sponge and continue to learn and grow and continue to pour into ourselves and into other people.
Terrell, I'm excited to get to this interview because, again, you didn't know what you were walking into. But, again, I thank you for being available for all of our listeners across the world. Let me tell you what you got on the call here. You've got entrepreneurs that range anywhere from young, middle to older, again, both domestic and international. You've got people that work jobs that, you know, they've had aspirations to want to do a small business on the side. And you've got some heavyweights on this call as well. So you've got every nationality, every religion, every creed. They're all listening in right now. And again, come one, come all. So this call is open to everyone. But again, the theme of this call is this is the year of the miraculous. Together we've been standing as a unit since January 22. And we've been announcing, we've been declaring that we knew that this was the year that wonderful and miraculous things would happen in all of our lives. And as I'm sitting here watching what you have done and how God has used you with this platform Monetize, this was nothing short of a miracle. So I had to have you on. And again, I can't thank you enough for just spending some time. And let's get into some of the details. So what we're going to do here, guys, we're going to do a little interview here, just me and Terrell. And I'm going to just, first of all, Terrell, if you could you give everybody just before we get into the monetize and what it is, how it works, and how that came to you, can you give us just a little bit about your background so that people know kind of like, success can come from anywhere? Give us just a little bit about your background on how you got to where you are.
Sure. Yeah. No. Thank you so much for that introduction. And yeah, I mean, a little bit about me, really quick. I hate talking about myself, but since I'm forced to, I'll just give you a quick 22-second snippet. But I mean, I grew up with very humble beginnings, in Ohio, and we didn't have much, and I just tested my faith once I got old enough to realize what faith was. And God started showing up. So I was able to become a millionaire before I turned 30 and, change the dynamic of my family and, from a generational perspective. And, I just continue to build off of that. I've been kind of in every industry. I've been in the finance industry, medical industry, restaurant industry, now entertainment. So, I kind of, like conquering industries, and I get bored and I go do something else. So, I've made millions of dollars, in my adulthood, and so here I am. I just launched a new global business that I think is going to be the Uber of the entertainment industry. So, thank you for having me on.
You got it. Well, with that said, Terrell, what we want to do is just dive right into, first of all, again, the theme and what we're going to do here is all of the listeners that are listening, we've been telling them, as I said, that this is the year of miraculous miracles taking place, both in the health sector, in the relationship sector, in the financial sector, miracle upon miracle, that we really believed and knew this was the year that miracles were actually happening in our lives. And when I got a chance to meet you, Terrell, and I got a chance to understand what you had your hands on and what you had already launched globally, and it wasn't a network marketing concept or anything like that. It was very, very bold what you had done. And what I want to highlight on this call is talk to us, if you could, before we get to the success of your venture and your platform, I want to focus in on what was it inside of you. We're talking about that little voice that prompted you to be bold enough to do such a thing. So if you could, just walk us down a path, if you would. Were you in the technology industry? I mean, did you have connections at Facebook or something? I mean, did you know Netflix? Like, how did this come about for you to even come up with this concept, this idea? That's question one. And then question two, to have the courage to do it. And you have $1 billion sitting in your bank account. I mean, just kind of walk us down that path. And I'm wanting the listeners to hear, what was it internal that Terrell said to himself to give him the green light to go ahead?
Wow, well, thank you. I appreciate the question. And, for me, it was more philanthropy that started this journey. I did a lot of fundraisers and events for a lot of foundations, a lot of charities, a lot of athletes and celebrities. I ended up partnering with Ryan Hollins, who was an NBA player for the Los Angeles Clippers. Living in Los Angeles, we ended up opening up a restaurant, a jazz restaurant in Beverly Hills called House of Music and Entertainment. It was called Home Beverly Hills. And with us throwing a lot of charitable events there, it really opened my eyes to see that, these charities are trying to do so much for the kids and for people, and St. Jude and cancer research, and they're always in need of money. If you give them $100, they want $1,000. If you give them $1,000, they want $100, and it's a never-ending cycle. And so I set on this journey to try and see what I could do to end that cycle. And being in the entertainment capital of the world, I had access to a lot of the movie studio heads coming to my restaurant from Sony, Universal, Warner Brothers, Lionsgate, and I just developed relationships and, had this idea, hey, Netflix has 200 million subscribers paying $20 a month. If I could get content, I can take a portion of that monthly subscription fee and have that go to the actual charitable organizations. And realizing 200 million people spending $20 a month is about $4 billion a month. And I said, wow, if I could do that successfully, they will never ask anybody for new dollars again. And so during the pandemic helped me realize that not just charitable organizations needed the money, consumers needed the money, the members, the people that were consuming the content, and also the businesses, the churches, the schools, and the influencers, the creators. And, just seeing all of that from a 30,000 foot view, I realized, I said, wow, if I can come up with a broader concept to help everybody with this same way that I set forth to help these charities, it could be life-changing and a movement. And so, testing my faith and believing, because there's only a few people in this space. It's only about 5 or 6 movie companies, about 3 or 4 music companies, a few video game companies, and a couple of social media companies. And figuring if I could get all of this content on one app in one place, consumers, they like to have everything at their fingertips, and they don't want to have several different subscriptions. So, that's kind of how the journey started. Initially, I was just really trying to help keep charitable organizations funded on a monthly basis so they don't have to keep asking donors for new dollars every month. And, with that being said, our platform that we just launched actually puts passive income in everybody's pocket globally, and I'm super, super excited about it, and obviously so is quite a few other people.
Terrell, this conversation is just so amazing about what you've been able to do, and I'm going to do my very best on this call right now to ask you the appropriate questions so that every single person, I don't care who you are, where you are, that you will be able to get something from this call right now that will be relative to your situation and your miracle. Terrell, the next question that I have for you is, I want to talk about you said you were, you had a restaurant in Los Angeles where you live, and you had all these, in Hollywood, you had all these different movie producers and people in the entertainment space, coming to your restaurant. And then all of a sudden, an idea came to you of, if you could get a piece of the revenue that was already being spent on Netflix and other, sites, if you could basically create a site, an app, if you will, where everything was in one place, and you could get a piece of that, initially that piece would go to help philanthropy, help St. Jude, and help different charitable organizations. That's where your idea started from. And then from there, you said you realized not just charitable organizations would love to be able to receive, a piece of stuff that they're already doing, but you realize that average, ordinary people like us, I have a Netflix subscription, Spotify subscription, et cetera, that we would love to get a piece of the money that we pay every single month back. That's what you said. What I'd like to focus in on, Terrell, is what gave you the audacity, the confidence? I mean, was there any doubt in your mind at the very beginning if you could even achieve this? Or was that not even a second thought? Talk to me about that little conversation in your head. It's one thing to have an idea. It's another thing to give yourself permission to pursue the idea.
Oh, well, I was laughing while I was on mute because it's interesting you asked that question. I really appreciate it. It's really interesting. I mean, just like on your journey when you started testing your faith and believing in God. And, I kind of had the same situation where feeling like with God all things are possible. First of all, knowing how small this space is, and it's a good old boy network. They don't let just anybody in. So I had to have some help from God in order for them to let me in this space, a nobody from, humble beginnings, right? And so I'm thankful and grateful that just having faith in myself and in God and in the idea, and then moving from there. That's where it started. And then, being assertive and not giving up, because believe me, I got kicked out of their offices several times with them telling me no. Studios, these big boys, they don't care about charity. They don't care about philanthropy. They care about the bottom line. So when I came to them initially with this idea, they basically said, thank you very much. All right, there's the door. And I left with my tail between my legs, scratching my head like, well, what did I do wrong? I'm just trying to help people, and realizing that that's not the case. I had to go back to the drawing board. And so that really just upset me enough to make me go deeper to try and figure out what can I do to get them to give me a yes, and to go back in there with a new plan, with the new deck, with the new with new information to make them want to give me content to be able to carry out this plan that I was set to do. And so, it was something deep down inside of me that has a no-quit mentality, which I'm sure a lot of you guys on this phone have that same mentality since you are here on this call. And so I just utilized that, and I went back in there 2, 3, 4 more times with different plans until they finally told me, okay, yes. But the main thing I had to figure out was answering the question, what's in it for me, which is what's in it for them. And so when I figured that out and I took the charitable aspect out of the front end of that equation and threw it on the back end, then I was able to come up with a plan to have them give me a green light on moving forward with what I initially was set out to do. Hope that makes sense.
It does. And just to kind of echo what you said, he talked about, guys, number one, being persistent. They told him no, and that pissed him off. To become more persistent, to become more resourceful, which he then started to ask himself, what's in it for them? And when he was able to successfully answer that question, that's what unlocked the door, and they gave him a yes. And what I want to do right now, Terrell, can you talk to us, 90 seconds or so, what is monetized? For the people listening to us that are still trying to figure out, what are we talking about? What is your company monetized at Globally Launched? What is it? What does it do? How does it help people? Can you answer all those questions for us, please?
Yes. What is monetized? Monetize is, in a quick reference, everybody on this call, I hope, is familiar with Uber, the transportation company. What Uber did for the transportation space, they took what regular people were doing every day, driving their car, and they just provided a platform that those consumers can actually plug into and work Uber to make part-time income or full-time income, make $100 a day or $1,000 a day. And they totally disrupted the transportation space because they created a platform that did not change consumers' habit, but allow them to take advantage of the gig economy from a timing perspective. The gig economy right now is everybody, since the pandemic happened, everybody's used to kind of being their own schedule, working from home, doing what they want to do when they want to do it, and having some type of income. And that's what Uber took advantage of and leveraged. And so it made sense. Cab drivers and limo drivers and private car drivers were upset because they see all their customers who used to be their customers in regular Hondas and Toyotas and cars being driven around, and these people are making a living, paying bills, buying groceries with this money. And so what Uber did in the transportation space, Monetize is doing in the entertainment space. We've taken what people do every day, watch movies, play video games, listen to music, watch live TV, be on social media, read books. We took everything that you do every day, and all we've done is created a platform that you can plug into And once you get an invite, it's free to join, but you have to be invited. And you can make part-time money, full-time income. You can work monetize part-time or full-time, make $100 a day or $10,000 a day. It's totally up to you. What's great about monetize versus an Uber business model, Uber, you have to have a car, you have to get a driver's license, you have to be approved. With monetize, all you need is a phone and an invite. We're global. We can pay 150 different countries in their currency. And so we're super, super excited because what Uber did for the transportation space, monetize is doing in the entertainment space, and we're allowing people to make a lot of money doing things that they do every single day. And in essence, I mean, that's kind of a 30,000-foot view of what monetize is. Everything's automated, transparent, and in real time on monetize, so there's no guessing. So if you send an invite to someone in Australia or Dubai or Canada, Mexico, and you live in New York, and they consume content, guess what? They get paid and you do too. So we set it up like an affiliate with an affiliate pay structure, similar to Amazon Smile. You know how everybody has Amazon stores? We're set up similar to Amazon. We have an affiliate pay structure, so you get a percentage of people paying their monthly subscriptions. We have unlimited movies, just like Netflix or Amazon or HBO Max or Hulu for, $12 a month. We have unlimited music like Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, iTunes. We have unlimited video games, $12 a month. We have live TV like Sling or YouTube Live or Hulu Live or whatever your cable TV provider is. And so the difference is when you pay that monthly subscription, a portion goes back in your wallet. You can withdraw that money to pay bills, buy groceries, put gas in the car, no matter where in the world you are. And you also get a percentage of whoever you invited or whoever you did not invite, but they're still in your network. So you get paid, let me say that again, you get paid off of anybody in your network, whether you invited them or not. So when you see those invites going out, everything is in real time so you can see it. It's very transparent in your network and in your back office, per se. You'll see your wallet increasing daily, and it's passive income. You're making money while you're sleeping. So someone in Europe is consuming content, you wake up the next morning, your wallet's increased. Guess what? They got paid too, so they're not really worried about you. So it's really no risk and all reward. You make about half of your network size. So if you have 5,000 followers from your Facebook friends and you say, hey guys, you can now get paid to watch movies, play games, watch live TV, listen to music. Join me on Monetize using my invitation link, my invitation code. It's private, it's invite only. When you join, sign up for free using my invite. When you consume content, and those 5,000 people consume content, and let's say they pay $10 or $15 a month on subscriptions, you're making about $2,500 to $3,500 a month. That very next month you can withdraw from the platform. So when that grows to 10,000 people, you'll be making $6,000 to $7,000 a month, and so on and so on. But let's say you don't have any friends on Facebook. You don't even have social media. You don't need it. If you want to work monetize like you do Uber, and you just want to get on the phone and call Boys and Girls Club or Boy Scouts of America or Girl Scouts of America and say, hey, I got a fundraiser for you guys. We know all your donors that have donated to you in the past because you have a donor list. We know all of them are watching movies, playing games, listening to music, watching TV. I'm going to send you an invite, Boys and Girls Club, Girl Scouts of America, St. Jude. When you get that invite, set up your profile page just like you set up your LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook. You'll have your own unique invitation code. When you send it out to your donors and they sign up, a portion of what they spend on monthly subscriptions will keep Boys and Girls Club funded on a monthly basis, and a portion will go back to your donors. So everybody eats, everybody wins. Well, more importantly, they had a 10,000 list of donors that they sent the invite out to, and 5,000 signed up in November. In December, Boys and Girls Club is generating $2,500 a month in their wallet, but so are you because you invited them. So now a light bulb goes off. You say, wait a minute. If I'm making $2,500 a month just because I sent Boys and Girls Club an invite, let me call my pastor. Let me call the college I went to. Let me call the hotel that I stayed at the other day. Let me call 10 more Boys and Girls Clubs and get them an invitation. So now you work and monetize as a business. If you send the invite to 9 more Boys and Girls Clubs, they're making $2,500 a month each. Now you're making $25,000 a month because the money flows up to you through the affiliate pay structure in equal increments. So all you did was get them an invitation, and they say exposure creates opportunity. So all you're doing is just exposing them to the possibilities of what we created. We just launched 60 days ago, so this is the ground floor. So Romacio has done everyone on this call a solid by getting you guys in early and first, and guess what? Romacio has an invitation. So I don't have an invitation, so if you guys want an invite, it has to go through him. But at the end of the day, this is a platform that that can expand and will expand globally. We just launched 60 days ago, and we probably had over 1 million people join in 45 days. So we're super excited about it. From universities to charities to schools to celebrities, influencers, everybody can use our platform regularly. If you have a network, you'll make money faster because you have a network that you built over the years. If you know 10 influencers with 100,000 followers on TikTok or Instagram, they'll be excited. Guess what? Because you're giving them money that nobody's been privy to prior to us launching. We've created a whole new financial ecosystem for the world using entertainment dollars and entertainment spending, and all we've done is just being able to redirect that spending back to you guys, the consumers. So lastly, I'm going to say this. We have 15 different ways for you to withdraw your money. We withdraw every 2 weeks. We have PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, your bank account, bank wire. We have cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, USD. You can order monetized debit card, a virtual or physical card, or if you're in Egypt and you don't have access to a bank, you can order cash like Western Union from our platform. So with that being said, I'm going to just kind of back up a little bit and fade back a little bit. I hope that gives you enough information on what monetize is. And if you have any other questions, I'm sure Romacio can help fill in those gaps. But thank you so much for having me on the call and allowing me to be a part of this wonderful thing you guys are doing for everybody.
No, well, thank you, Terrell. I want to go a little bit deeper. I want to go into just a few more questions, but that was a great illustration of what monetize is, how it works, how people can benefit. Guys, you guys know me for many years. Those of you that follow us on this call, and I'm not here to promote and make money from the people that's here. That's not what this call is about. What this is about, as we talked about, guys, this is about that this is the year of the miraculous. Now, here's a young man, in his 40s, Terrell I'm speaking of, that literally an idea came to him. It started with, if I could. I want you to write this down. For all of you listening, I don't care what language you speak, write this down. If I could, or what if it's possible? Everything started with him answering that question to himself. We're talking about the little, still, small voices. His full journey started with, if I could, what if I could, ... And in his case, what if I could figure out a way to get a piece of the existing revenue that me and you and other consumers are already spending? He answered that question. See, when we talk about the theme of this call is learning to trust the little, small voices, it starts with a little, small voice. He had to answer that question. And it wasn't easy for him to answer the question. No one ever said it was going to be easy, but he's doing it. He did it. And now, as you just heard, a global, bold, audacious platform that is the first of its kind to be able to monetize, or for you and I to get a piece of something that we're already spending. In other words, if there was no monetize, you would continue to spend money on your Netflix, your Spotify, you watch movies, your social media, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, video games. You would continue to spend money on those things. But none of that revenue that you were spending came back to you. Do you see why we're doing this call? Learning to trust a little small voice. Now, Terrell, here's what I want to go deeper. It's one thing to say, what if I could do it? Or answer the question of what if you could do it? But talk to me about the financial resources. I mean, you're talking about a global platform, 140-something countries, I believe you said you can pay people in. This is incredible. But what about the money? Did you have a whole bunch of money sitting in your bank that you could afford to undertake this? How did you find the money? Talk to me about that and how you overcame that hurdle. And then lastly, share with us in 60 days, what's the valuation of the company today? And where will it be 2-3 years from now? What are the investors saying? I want everybody to hear that information.
Sure. Well, yeah, thank you. Well, first of all, it's been a long journey, guys. It hasn't been overnight success or anything. It's been over 7 years I've been working on this. And, if you guys research PayPal, they went through 5 iterations before they finally launched and got off the ground. And, you learn, you make mistakes, you hit the floor, you get back up, you learn, you make mistakes, you hit the floor, you get back up. And it's been a huge learning process for me, not just mentally, but physically, spiritually, emotionally, and psychologically, and financially, right? So I had a little bit of money to start with, but obviously I didn't have the wherewithal financially to be able to fund this thing myself. But when I talked to a few people that understood the idea of understood the idea of what we were trying to do, then I got a few people got behind me and said, hey, I wouldn't mind funding you or helping you out financially. So I pitched a couple of venture capital firms, and they told me no. And one guy, after probably 40 or 50 no's, one guy said yes, and it's a venture capital firm based out of Santa Monica in California that actually gave me, put some money behind the idea along with what I had already spent personally and helped me bring Monetize to life. And so, it's a situation where now that's got the interest of several other family offices and investors, and people want to do what everybody else is doing. So now that the idea is actually not more than just conceptualized, it's actually live and working, people can understand what the platform is and what it's doing and how it's going to help people. So now everybody's really trying to jump on the bandwagon and help us take Monetize to the next level because they finally see the light. So recently, we've had a couple people make offers to buy the company in excess of $1 billion that we turned down. And we've had several offers to have people put in hundreds of millions of dollars into the platform to own a percentage of what we're doing because now they get it, they see it, and they believe it. So, they're basically saying that this will change the entertainment industry, and super, super excited about it. And with changing something and having a global presence like that, the venture capital firms of the world and the private money and private family offices and the banks are basically valuing us now currently somewhere close to $1 billion valuation, but see us reaching over $1 trillion valuation because we have all of these entertainment verticals on one platform, which they've never seen before. So they're taking a Amazon and a Spotify and a Instagram and TikTok and GameStop and Crypto.com and PayPal and putting them all on one platform and said you had a baby and came out with monetized. So having all of that, they're super, super excited, along with the financial piece, the banking piece, where we're able to actually pay consumers knowing from a timing standpoint where we are and what we're doing. So I'm super, super excited. I'm thankful and grateful that I'm going to, like Merrill Lynch and Morgan Stanley told me, they said you're going to make a lot of multi-millionaires and billionaires with this platform, just because you're taking an industry where $400 billion a year is being spent in movies, music, games, and books, and you're just capturing some of that income and distribute it back into the communities. You're going to be paying out $20, $30, $40, $50 million a month to some people very quick, very fast, and have hockey stick type growth because your business model is really simple. We can't believe we didn't think of this. So it's pretty funny to hear some of the feedback that I'm getting, but it's pretty awesome knowing that, you know, God put it on my spirit to actually develop and put it into action. And so, you know, I'm super thankful and grateful that they actually see it and understand what the direction where we're going. And, you know, by us being valued around those numbers in a very short time is pretty amazing, I must say.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is huge. And I hope all of you guys are really tracking and paying attention to what Terrell is saying. He started off with an idea by answering a question. And I love the fact that Terrell told you guys that it's taken 7 years. It wasn't an overnight situation. 7 years of grinding, believing, like he said, you get up, you fall down, you get up, you fall down, you get up, you fall down. But he just stayed persistent. And, of course, he's giving you the short story of it all, but it's very accurate. And he was able to, he put enough resource into this to be able to answer some really big questions. I want you to write that down. You're looking at a financial breakthrough, if that's what you're expecting. If you're looking for a financial miracle, you got to understand, what problem are you solving? You have to solve a problem to be able to receive gigantic financial breakthroughs in your life. Write that down. It's very simple. You have to solve a problem. What problem are you solving? In the case of Monetize, here was the problem. You and I, as consumers, we have all of these different subscriptions. What if we could have them all on one platform and it were cheaper in price? And what if we could earn a commission on something that we were already spending money on? You see how simple but profound that is, number one. Number two, fast forward, 60 days later, the company's already worth $1 billion. Number three, now, remember he told you in the beginning, nobody believed and nobody saw the vision at first. Now, a whole bunch of people are trying to invest money into the company. I actually know one of the guys that's actually looking to make a significant investment of hundreds of millions of dollars into the company. Now, the point of all of this that we're saying to all of you that are here, that are listening, it all started from a little, still, small voice. What if Terrell did not trust himself? What if Terrell didn't have any confidence in himself? What if Terrell didn't pursue the little voice that was in his head? What if he didn't? It's one thing to, say, hey, what if I could do blah, blah, blah? But it's another thing to have the courage to go out there and do it. And he talked about having a non-quit attitude. See, I love to be around people who don't know how to quit. That's what I love to be around. And so the purpose of this call, guys, is, obviously you now know about Monetize. But this is truly a miracle. You're talking about a guy who comes from humble beginnings, who took 7 years to believe in a concept, self-funded it, and now today it just launched 60 days ago, and it's already worth $1 billion and more and more and more and more and more and more. You see what I'm saying? 2022, the year of the miraculous. I mean, to be able to do something that now so many other people are saying, wow, why didn't I think of this? You know, I've had the privilege over the last few days to sit in some meetings with Terrell, with some different investors. I've had the privilege to see the response, maybe to be physically there and see the response to what some of these investors are saying. So I can tell you this is accurate and true. I mean, to see the reaction, to see some of these investors who own all sorts of companies are going, wow, this is incredible what you put together. So my point to all of you that are listening is learn to trust yourself. Learn to believe in you. As my good friend, or one of the guys who I love, Mr. Deion Sanders, talks about, you got to bet on you. You always want to talk about everybody else, but what about you? The power of the seed that was planted in you. Got to believe in you. Success can come from anywhere. And I'm telling you, if you're joining in on this call, you're not too late. 2022 is the year of the miraculous. Now, as we end this call, I want you to understand that even though we keep saying it over and over and over, this is the year of the miraculous, this is not name it and claim it. This is not go pray and do nothing. As you hear, you've got to participate in your rescue. You've got to participate in your miracle. Just like it happened in biblical days. Same thing today. You have to participate. Today, you heard the story of Terrell Samuels, monetized, and his participation. See, let me end it off with this. If you do what's possible, God will step in and do what's impossible. You got to do the possible first and let God take it from there. And look at this. Look at this idea. It started 7 years ago as a concept, an idea, a question. And now today, it's manifesting. It's manifestation time. Literally watching people want to invest hundreds of millions of dollars into this man's platform. But it all started from a small, still little voice that sounded like, what if I could get a small piece of stuff that people are already spending? See, whatever is going to happen big in your life, it first of all starts very small. I'm going to say that 2 more times. Whatever is going to happen very big in your life, it starts very small. Very, very, very small. It's a whisper. And if you just continue to just don't pay attention to those whispers, pursue those whispers, chase after those whispers, then what you're doing is you're not really believing in yourself. And everything that's big, from the biggest tree in the world, it started from a little bitty seed, something very, very small. And so, again, I want to say thank you, Terrell, for coming on and spending some time with us today. Terrell, is there anything that maybe you didn't get a chance to talk about that you would like to leave all of these listeners around the world with? Is there anything any shout out or anything that you want to say to them that may be on your heart for everyone else that's listening?
You know what, guys? Whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. Just believe, trust, have faith, and never stop, never quit. Stay persistent, and until it's done.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for coming on, guys. Listen, that concludes our call for today, guys. But listen, stay tuned for next week. We've got another speaker joining you next week. It's going to blow you away again. This is the year of the miraculous. Guys, I'm the California Kid. This has been another edition of the Sunday Training Call. I love you guys. We'll see you all next week. Thank you, Terrell. Goodbye for now, guys.